Hello and welcome to Construction Wolf. This time I'm going to be building reviewing the LEGO Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Cottage here. So you might have seen my haul video at the beginning of the month, March 2024. So I went down to the LEGO store in Milton Keynes and picked up quite a lot of sets because there's so many good releases out this month, such as the Animal Crossing sets. Then also you might have seen my review of the Medieval Town Square, so that was quite a substantial build and took me a bit of time to make. But really good set. And then we also have this set, which is also quite high in piece count. I think it's got 228 pieces. Yes, that's right. So the Snow White's Cottage, I think it looks really authentic to the film. Looks quite impressive as a build. And you'll also see got a really good range of minifigures too. So let's get straight on inside and see what the contents are. Wow, it's got a bang, and still plastic bags. That's all the bags we arranged on the table, and we've got 14 bag stages in this particular set. Well, funny enough, this particular stage 13 looks a bit sparse on pieces compared to the other bags. I think you can see from the colour of these pieces here which part of the roof's going to be built in. And so you'll see the manual here. That was the big FUD that came out of the box actually. It's pretty thick, as you may be able to see. There's 376 pages in it. And then we've got a couple of plates that the cottage is built on. Then these are the stickers. Thankfully not too many stickers in this set. I think these are for the end of the beds for each of the dwarfs. And then if we look on the manual, so have a little flick in. I actually use the PDF instructions on the iPad Lego app, but just I'd like to show you the paper version. So we've got a little bit about the the film, and then you can see the actual cottage from the animation. A little small piece on the designer. And then interesting sort of facts here. They say that Disney actually used actual actors to then, film and then use those sort of expressions to help them animate the film. So that's some of the footage that they gathered from doing that. So that's quite an interesting historical piece. Then on to the actual building stage of bag one. We build Snow White and the Prince and then start on the wishing well. Got bag one open now and all ready to build. Unfortunately, I haven't got the Construction Wolf to help me on this particular set, but hopefully we'll get him onto a build in the very near future. So I'm going to get away and start on this set. And that's the cottage finished. But to get the final last outside build done, I'm bringing in the Wolf to finish off the set. So he's back now to help me out. You normally start the set, don't you? You're going to finish it. So thank you very much, Wolf. Well done. We finished the whole set. We'll start off by looking at the 10 minifigures first. So really strong lineup in this set, having all the characters. So firstly, this is Snow White, and you'll see she's got a nice print detailing on the side of her arms. And all of these figures actually have a second expression as well, which I'll show you in a moment. And she has this colour as well as part of a dress. Then next up we have the Prince, and then he's got a nice big flowing cape, as you'll see. And then onto the Seven Dwarfs then. So first is Doc, and they've all got the shorter legs, and they're non-opposable unfortunately. And they come with these, little beard elements and the hats. And then we've got Grumpy. This is Happy. And Bashful. And this is Sneezy, looks like he's ready to sneeze. Then we've got Sleepy. And Dopey's quite a fun one, quite different to the rest of them, as he's a bit younger without the beard, and he's got the little kiss mark on his head from Snow White. And then we have the Evil Queen in her disguised older form. And she's got obviously the poisoned apple. And this is the minifigures with the alternative faces. You can see Snow White and her sleeping face there, which we'll see in a moment in action, and the Prince looking quite worried. Then normally you've got alternative spectrums which are a bit more sort of extreme for the dwarfs, depending on which side you use, I guess. And you can see like a Sneezy sneezing, Sleepy's very sleepy, and then the Evil Queen on the end there. So now take a look at the actual set itself, and you can see it looks very impressive. And we'll start by actually taking a look at these smaller builds. So first up we start with the Snow White in a sleeping chamber. So if we just zoom on in, you can see all the details. Got the Prince there looking all in horror of what's going on, and she's asleep. And then there she is in the chamber. And you've got a nice foliage sort of surrounding this glass chamber here. You can see it's a print piece there that says Snow White. And then good use of trees as well. I've not seen these particular elements before. And the pine tree looks really good. If we spin it around, you'll see same on the back as well with the Snow White print. And then we can actually easily get Snow White in and out of this chamber if you just pull the side off like so. And you see actually the curve of her dress just fits nicely onto how they've laid out the sort of pillows in the chamber. We also get this little wishing well as the other side built, and you can see it's got a few birds, scattered around. It looks quite good. Different plant life, sort of on the top of the leaves and the flowers. A few tendrils coming down there, and then you can actually see there's a bit of water in the well as well with the bucket. Now let's take a good look at the actual cottage. This is a very impressive build. Standout feature being the roof here, and a lot of pieces actually went into the roof. And it sort of tells, you can see it's very sort of textured. And you've got lots of like different, sort of slope elements in there, and these little sort of tooth pieces, you'd call them, coloured in the sort of yellow colour. All looks really, really good. And you'll see in a moment, part of it is you can take off to actually see the details on the inside. And I like the trees that they've done on this set. So we've got this like birch tree at the front here, and very interesting part usage where we've got these sort of seaweed elements sort of recoloured in white. And we've got different leaf elements and a little birdhouse on it there. You may notice here there's a butterfly on top of the birch tree, but unfortunately it's not printed, which is a shame, unlike some of the botanical sets. I think I've got a few spares, I might swap it out. And there's a little mushroom detail there in addition to the, the different greenery. And then if we spin around to this side, you'll see we've got the chimney, and we've actually got a pine tree around here, and like the, sort of use of the fern elements upside down to create a pine tree. And this is the button here for the light brick, which we'll see when we look on the inside. And then we've got, a barrel with some tools just in there. And then we've got a range of little animals here as well, in addition to the ones we saw around the well. So we've got, sort of rabbits, squirrels, and then a bird. There's another birdhouse actually on the set itself, on the cottage. So good range of little animals, but it's a shame there wasn't like a sort of large animal, like, maybe a deer. So that would have been, a good feature to have, which they haven't included. Got some, plant detailing above the door. And then like the sort of... you can see that they're lighting the sort of ironwork, the detailing on the door, which the door does open up. We've got, sort of a log here, and then these are little printed pieces here of like sort of owl carvings into the cottage. Look really good, and you get a number of those throughout the whole set, as you'll see. And then we've got the actual shutters as well, and they're print pieces as well, and they look quite good, just with the sort of heart piece on them, and a bench just outside. And then we've got a few more pine trees just dotted on the left hand side here. And if we spin the set around so you can see the side, you can see again another shot of the really good looking roof. And here we've got like a little workstation where when the dwarfs have been mining for gems, they can just slide down here into this little box, and they've got actual working magnifying glass that they can use to sort of appraise these gems. And I think that's about it around this side. So then we can actually look inside. So you'll see here this side of the roof, it can actually just easily pop off like so. And it's held in just by this raised element just resting on here. So if we spin the actual cottage round and have a look on the inside then. So at the ground level we've got a dining table for all the Seven Dwarfs here. Unfortunately, the chairs, they look good, sort of the sort of heart detailing, like the carved on the back, but they're not really sort of functional really for these minifigures. You'll see there's not really any space to put them. And actually, I've just got my minifigures piled up over here at the moment. You see they've got the non-opposable legs, so it wouldn't really be possible to sit them down anyway. So this table, although it looks nice, it's not really functional whatsoever. You can see it's they have got like a 4 range of cups. I think one of the minifigures is holding the 7th cup, and they've got the sort of baguette loaves for the meal. And you've got this little sort of stove down here. If I just zoom in like so, you'll see it. And if I press the light brick button I showed you earlier, you'll see I'm pressing here. You'll see there's the stove, and with little sort of flames coming through, cooking their cauldron. And then just above the stove, you'll see got like a sort of stocking hanging up, a few spoons and a little lamp. And then spin around, we can see we've got like a broom. And then just a few little details on the inside. That's the door I pushed open earlier, so that can be closed there. So we've got like things like cup there, and then if I zoom in, you'll see there's like a little sort of clock there. That's quite a nice little detail in there, little build. And then inside here we've got the piano, the sort of organ that they've got here that I think Doc plays in the film. And you'll see here we've just got an area for like, sort of, I guess, washing up. There's a sink and that. We can actually open the set up in a moment to see it more clearly. So the set would normally be displayed like this, but for ease of access, you can actually just pop it open. If I can try and do this one-handed, there we go. And it just does hinge open so you can see some of the details on the inside more clearly and place things. So you can see that rug we saw earlier in the organ. And then if I just sort of zoom in here, there is actually a sink. I don't know if you can see there with running water. As we've seen, the set does have a reasonable amount of print pieces compared to stickers. And you'll see this print piece just here on the table with next to the cup. I'll just pull this print piece off the table to show you. It's actually a pie and it says Grumpy on top, so that's quite a nice little piece. So it is a shame you can see the sink back there. It's hard to get the lighting there, and you can't really sort of, if you're trying to place things with your hand there, it's a bit of a tight fit. And unfortunately, unlike some sets, these second floors don't just pop off like modular buildings, so maybe a little bit difficult on access of those. Then moving up to the sort of next floor, this is just like really the attic for this part of the section above the kitchen. And if I pop this open, you see they've got a range of gems that they've been mining, different treasures, and then I think there's a nice like sort of pearlescent gem in here, and the same with this box here too. And then around the other side, with the area where the roof comes off, you'll see they've got the 7 beds, one for each of the dwarfs. Quite simply made, but they're all made in a different way, which is quite nice. And it's hard to see, but if I just pop one of them off, you'll see each one has a sticker piece on it, and it has the name of each of the dwarfs on there. Nice little detail, but unfortunately, because they've tried to cram them in, you can't really see them if they're just in as normal here. So, the detail's there, but yeah, you can just about see them there. And then just above that, we've got a little sort of attic area again with a few random pieces in there, like a bucket and just randomly a sock in there. And then just looking at the windows as well, I didn't mention actually I like the wood paneling on at different angles. And so that looks good, a bit more sort of rustic feel of the cottage. And so that's the cottage itself. And I'll just show you the roof does come in on and off quite easily. So if I just put this sort of raised area here, and it just sits on like so, very easy to get on and off. So that's the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Cottage. That's our look at the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Cottage then. So really impressive build. I think, as you can see here, very impressive, sort of from the front on of the building. Looks like it's spot on with a thatched roof and lots of details such as, you've got the tree detailing, the animals, and then also really great range of minifigures. And I think they've done a good job with the minifigures. They haven't got the big noses like the film, but otherwise they look really good, as they would do in the film. And, just glad they've included all the ones, all 7 dwarfs. And then obviously you've got the Evil Queen as well, which is a nice little bonus to have. And if we just flip it around, you see obviously the inside is maybe a bit more sort of basic compared to maybe some other sets. But generally I think we're quite pleased with it, and it's more really as a display piece really. So you're going to sort of display it on a shelf. And then for people that want to incorporate into maybe the Lego sort of not cities but maybe forests, you can do that. I guess if you angled it in such a way, you could have it head on look really good, with like things like the A-frame cabin, or it might even fit into some like sort of medieval displays as well. Actually, it looks, I think, good like paired with the medieval town square that I just built recently. I suppose you could fit it in the back if you want, but I don't think probably it's really worth it if you angled it, as we mentioned, to hide the back of it, because I think it'd take quite a bit of work, and you'd have to buy like another set, which is another like I think £190 to do that. So I think it's a really good set and good value as well for the amount of pieces we got, the minifigures. So we've had a good time building this set, haven't we, Wolf? A very nice set, and we'd just like to say thank you to everyone that's subscribed, and we'll continue to get a few new subscribers as well, so thank you very much. It can be a bit difficult for me to try and get time with work and things to get a video every week, but we'll try our best. And we have got a number of videos coming up in sort of April, May, June, where we're going to go to like places we've not been to before, like different stores, should we say. Don't want to give away too many spoilers. And then also we're going to continue to sort of review the sets. And then also I'm going to try and develop my little Lego room in the loft as well. So we're going to start putting stuff up there and making a Lego city. So that's our review of the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs Cottage. Thank you to everyone for watching, and hope we see you again next time. Bye.